From ClarkWoods.com, this is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 231. I'm Chris.
And I'm Steve, and I'm eager to get this over with.
Oh, had you got a bag of boogies?
I do have, you want to see?
I would love to see your bag of boogies. This is, for those of you who are just joining us, there might be a few, because I met some people at the AWP conference and handed them my card, and maybe you're one of those folks. If you're just joining us, Steve, one of our very early episodes, Steve had a bag of boogies, and has had several since. Would you like to explain, in case there are any new listeners out there, what a bag of boogies is?
So it's usually a plastic grocery bag that I put my used tissues in, so I'm not throwing them all over willy-nilly, couches, floors, etc. So I put it in this bag, and then once I'm not sick anymore, I throw it away. Now,
have you considered, Steve, starting a Kickstarter for the bag of boogies as a sort of bag as service? I mean, I don't know. Kickstarter is good for a lot of things. I feel like if you went ahead and whether you put the Horribly Off Topic,
do we have a cough button
logo? No, we don't. Sorry.
All right. Well, then you're gonna love this episode. People that like to hear people cough.
So you could put either our logo, or you could put the bag of boogies, which would require making a logo. So that's a little.
I don't want to make a thing that just basically a bag, which people can get anywhere. I got this one at Shaw's.
Yeah, but it wouldn't say bag of boogies on it.
No, it doesn't. It just, there's so much waste in this world, Chris.
But okay, so could you just make a bag of boogies for my wife, is what I'm saying. Because she is someone, and my daughters are following suit, who when they are ill of the head, ill of the nose, throat, ear, eye,
just gooey in the face.
When they're gooey in the face. Yes, when my
get your mind out of the gutters, jerks.
When my family is gooey in the face, they tend to leave their tissues around everywhere, and so maybe it's not creating the bag of boogies. Maybe you create an online course that teaches people how to properly dispose of their snotted up tissues.
Gina hates us right now.
Of course she does. We haven't said moist.
No, she doesn't hate moist. She just doesn't like
now
boogie
Rob
talk.
Hates us too. Yeah, so you're not feeling well. That's.
Yeah, I got it last Friday. I started feeling a little cruddy, but it was just that initial crud. Mm-hmm. And today's Tuesday, for those of you who are keeping score. And so we were supposed to record on Saturday, and I was a lazy butthole and tried to make myself feel better by doing nothing but play One Piece World Seeker all day, which I finished.
Yeah,
I platinumed it in less than a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Or about a couple of weeks, because because the last game that I played on the PlayStation was Dragon Quest XI, and I started that. I got it a month before the wedding.
Oh, and
I just finished it probably about a month ago.
Well, you had other things going on. You were getting married and then being a newlywed, and
but it's just it was less that and more that it's an immense game, and I have the thing in the back of my head that makes me want to do all the things.
You're a completionist, as they say.
I don't like edging. I like just finishing.
Edging is such a weird category of adult entertainment, a weird genre
of adult entertainment. Is that something that you can watch?
I have been told, yeah.
Just watching guys almost finish.
No, but the thing is if you do a search on that, I imagine, since that's not usually what I search on, but I have.
Well, you should. I want you to do some research, Chris.
No. But I am aware of what. Well, I have come across videos that purport to be edging, right? And so I'm imagining that if you search for edging, this is what you would come to.
Stop saying come.
That pun was not intended.
No, and neither was the other one from earlier.
No, it wasn't. Did I have another
You said
one?
come twice.
I didn't mean. I'm sorry.
You should be. This is what happens when I'm sick, folks.
But if the idea is that the person in possession of the penis does not orgasm, then these videos are failing to meet the basic criteria of the genre.
Do you want some lounge pants? Legend of Zelda.
Is that a new bit?
Steve tries to give Chris clothes.
Well, not just.
I got a couple of short sleeves that you might like.
Not just clothes. You try to give me those pants.
What pants?
In the Legend of Zelda tin, right? With
well, like Becky got them for me for
8-bit Link.
She got me them for Christmas, not this past year, but the year before.
So before you started the keto.
But the thing is, they were too big then.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I didn't try them on, but like she got me extra large. I'm like, why did you buy me extra large? She was like, I didn't mean to.
I did say likely excuse.
Yeah, she didn't.
No,
like,
I know.
Like,
it's maybe
either she like I think. I don't think she ordered it wrong. I think, or whatever, Think Geek or whatever the fuck it was that she ordered it from just gave her the wrong size.
Yeah,
she tried to take it back at GameStop because I think they were fucking affiliated or something, and they were like,
okay,
fuck you, we don't want them. And she was like, God damn it. So we've had them for well over a year and some change.
And you just keep wanting to give them to me.
Yeah, I keep wanting to give them to somebody, but like nobody is.
But you feel
no one's that big or that small.
Got it. Okay, but you feel like peer pressuring me in front of our audience will eventually do the trick.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So you don't have to, but I do have a couple shirts.
That's the part that Becky hates, right?
Becky, I don't know if she hates it.
We're seeking to alienate each of our listeners.
I don't think she hates it. I think she's like Chris. She's just like Chris doesn't want your fucking clothes.
I probably need some more clothes, to be fair, but I am, yeah. I can't tell what's happening with me body shape. I don't weigh myself anymore, which is good.
It's not like it's not like these are crazy, like, shirts. They're just like large button-down shirts.
Right. No, and so they would probably be great. I was just saying I don't know what's going on with my body.
Let's talk about it.
I know
what's going on with your body, Chris. When you're edging.
Didn't Judy Blume have a book about that? Or
I think all of them were about that.
But see, here's the thing. I remember Super Fudge, and I remember Tales.
Yeah, that was about like Super Fudge's body.
And Tales of the Fourth Grade, nothing. But I don't. But I have heard that.
Was that Beverly Cleary or was that Judy Blume?
Judy Blume was Tales of the Fourth Grade, nothing, and Super Fudge. Beverly Cleary was Ramona Quimby.
Oh, okay. I remember Ramona.
Yeah. Yeah, Ramona and Beezus. They're in.
Okay, yeah. And now it's coming back to me. Books that I back when I used to read.
But so the I have heard from from some of my female friends that
contemporaries even
that Judy Blume had some books for them about their bodies and maybe about their Aunt Flo, their monthly visitor, their whatever euphemism you want to use, right? And where was that for us young fellas? Like I don't remember. Nobody told me, as we've talked about before. Nobody told me about any of this stuff.
You didn't take health class?
Okay. Here's what I remember about the one health class where they this must have been 5th grade. Maybe.
You only took one health. We had it like 6th, 7th, 8th.
I took health that whole time, but I don't remember reproduction being discussed at all. And
I mean, they didn't go into like gory details, but they did talk about like, Mons pubis or something. I don't know.
I don't remember it. I feel like by the time they said anything,
seminal vesicles.
Can we call the episode Sentinel?
I don't know. That's up to you. I'm going to shut the door in case Becky comes home.
What I remember is that by the time I took a health class about any of that stuff, it was too late. And so what I'm saying is it would have helped me to have a middle grade or a YA, middle grade. It would have been middle grade. A middle grade book about...
Isn't that young adult?
No, middle grade is your middle grades. It's like middle school. And young adult would be high school. So middle school book, right? About my wiener. Like, nobody was going to tell me anything about it.
Wasn't there
nobody was going to tell me, why it suddenly started getting like stiff. I was like,
I'm sure there was a book, you just fucking probably missed it.
Maybe, I don't know. I was completely bewildered by the.
I'm sure one of our listeners read it and was like, "Why didn't you read this fucking like epic or this fucking novel that everybody read that I didn't read, so I can't think of it."
Yeah, about boys and their edging.
I don't think was that a thing. Like, did you
think
ever
it
do
was-
that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I remember reading later.
Do you think it was Frankie's fault when he said to relax?
to not do it?
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been. What I remember is that later on in life, when I finally had a partner and I didn't feel like I was lasting long enough to satisfy my partner, I remember... I don't know if it was quite edging, but the idea was like, can you do things to get yourself almost there and then not, so that you're kind of training yourself for the big event.
So it was like training wheels.
Yes, edging is like training wheels. That's exactly
for fucking.
For fucking. Yeah. No, and what I eventually realized is this: I'll never last very long, so I need to deal with the other techniques.
One of the things from when I was younger and more so now is if I drink like any sort of alcohol, any amount of alcohol at this point, like it takes me forever. I mean, it's not like
doing with your
I'm just kind of fiddling with it.
Okay.
Is it that loud?
I can hear it in my headphones.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, like I could still, get the old stiffy, but like just finishing is just like, nope, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is sorry for me, I guess.
I mean, but fucking Judy Blume, she missed out. She should have written a book for us.
Yeah, I mean, like, why is it that when you drink a certain amount of alcohol, gentlemen, that you can get an erection still, but not come?
I don't know. I wish that I did.
You should write Judy Blume a letter.
Why didn't Judy Blume write a book about boys
drinking too much alcohol?
Drinking.
You don't need to fucking write all that down.
No, I don't know. Also, Judy Blume seems like a nice person.
She's still alive? I think she might be dead.
I am not sure. I feel like Judy Blume might be still alive.
Let's look it up. I'll look it up. I don't want to hear you fucking typing anymore.
Judy Blume is an American writer of children's and young adult fiction. She's born Judith Sussman, February 12th, 1938.
38.
She is 81 years old.
And she's alive?
She is alive.
Well, write her a letter then.
Yeah. She notable works: Tiger Eyes, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. I've never heard of Tiger Eyes.
I haven't either.
Oh.
What?
It's about a 15-year-old girl attempting to cope with the unexpected death of her father.
Well, that seems sad. Yeah,
that does seem very sad. Is Are You God? Are You There, God? Is that the one?
That's the one you're talking about, I think.
Grown up without a religious affiliation due to her parents' interfaith marriage, puberty, first bra, first period, and attracted to certain boys.
Certain boys, not all of them.
Not all boys, not us.
What? I'm glad. I don't want like some.
No, I mean when we were okay. Sorry, that was a self-esteem thing coming out through me, and I was just gonna say that. when somebody's attracted to certain boys, it's generally not the geeky, dorky boys that we would have been at that age.
No, I mean, I think the problem might have also been with your self-esteem, Chris.
That's what my grandmother was trying to tell my brother till the day she died. Was just you gotta learn. You gotta no. She would say you gotta find someone that you like as much as you like yourself. But I think she had it backwards.
Yeah.
You
have to like yourself as much as
you like
you
yourself before somebody else will.
Well, no, I mean that.
But I don't think that's true because I still don't like myself, and I'm married with 2 children.
No, so. But like a lot of people don't necessarily want to glom on to a sad sack, and and this is coming from a person
and
that is
definitely not Margaret.
That is. Did you read the book?
It said certain boys. I think
don't assume that
certain boys is code for attractive boys. I never have been an attractive boy.
Chris,
so
shut your fucking mouth, Mr. Hottest
attractive.
Guy in the room. If you want to go back into the annals,
the annals of hot history.
Yeah, go back to what was that? Year 2, year 3. Chris's
year 2.
Chris's 20-year high school. The episode is called "The Hottest Guy in the Room."
Hottest guy in the room.
You're gonna have to go to the website for it. I don't think it's on the feed anymore.
Not on the feed. Yeah, but that person who called me the hottest guy in the room was drunk and had probably propositioned every other dude that she could think of in
she
the
propositioned
room.
You? I don't remember this.
I don't remember that, but everyone else who was there told me that that's essentially what was happening.
She was calling you hot, so she would
calling me hot. She was asking,
get a little bit of that.
She was asking if I still lived around here. She mentioned her hotel. There were a bunch that, in hindsight, I go, oh, I guess that's what was happening. So maybe Margaret did find boys like me attractive. They were just too stupid to notice.
Yeah, they might have been too stupid to notice, and they might have just been too much of a sad sack to fucking they're like, okay, well, I don't want to deal with fucking depresario over there. That was from fucking Strong Bad, so don't give me credit for that.
Okay, yeah.
So that, and this is coming from somebody with that has struggled with depression for most of their lives. So I get it,
right.
But it's not. So you have to find a fucking balance between being super sad and fucking being gregarious.
Where is that balance?
I don't know. I still haven't found it.
That's I don't know. Depresario. Okay. So I
luckily was able to find an individual to marry me that is, understands how I can get sad sometimes and knows what that it's not
Stop
about
doing that.
How is it making that much noise?
It's making a lot of noise.
Can I just not touch the microphone?
Yep.
That understands and and knows that that I still care. It's just that I'm sad.
Yeah. My wife understands. I think she's probably tired of it. I think she maybe hoped that at some point I would have learned to like myself.
Well, it's how's therapy going? We want to do therapy corner early on.
Therapy spoken.
Did you miss a couple of sessions because of your trip?
No, we rearranged. So I was, because of a bunch of scheduling things, I ended up seeing my therapist on Mondays or Tuesdays for a couple of weeks in a row. And then so I saw her on the Monday or Tuesday before I went to Portland.
Can we give her a plug?
I don't know.
I don't know if she'd appreciate it.
Well, no, you can. I think you can. There's something against doctors.
Without borders?
No, doctors can't.
Doctors with borders. I think that should be the name of the show. The name of
Doctors with Borders?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put that on there. No, so...
Anybody that has watched an ADGQ, would appreciate that joke.
What is the name of the... let's see. Chelmsford...
See, I can't pick at the fucking mic, but you can go...
My mic is turned all the way down. I'm just... so that... what is it called? I don't know. I would give them that place a plug. They have puppies.
Puppies?
They have a puppy. We talked about this once. They have puppies and dogs, and my therapist does not work with the puppies and dogs, but North Star, right? Is that right? North Star Guidance Center.
They guide you.
Yeah, that's them.
Okay.
North Star Guidance Center in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Yeah, no, the therapy is good. I did not miss any sessions. I saw my therapist last Friday. So
what are you working on right now, Chris?
What are we working on right now in therapy?
Don't repeat the question to stall for time.
What are we working on in therapy? That's a really good question, Steve, what I'm working on in therapy.
Fuck you.
Well, what I'm working on in therapy, Steve, is... No, I don't know. What the hell am I working on?
You should know, so when you go back there, you know what to talk about.
Last week, we talked a lot about the conference. Which
Should we talk about that then?
We could talk about that, yeah.
Chris, tell me about the conference.
The conference. We got to remember, we got an email.
Let's do the email first,
right,
so we don't forget about it.
All right, and we also are going to talk about opening day.
We're a week... fuck opening day.
How Steve used
that's
care.
That's at the end of the fucking show when we have nothing else to say.
Okay, all right.
Talk about getting drunk and then Rich falling over and whatever fucking other antics we got up to in previous Red Sox opening days.
So we did get an email.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that, and the email came
all the way from across the pond, as they say.
Across the pond, but not when we say across the pond, we're typically talking about the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Great
Ireland,
Britain and Northern Ireland. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ireland is his own republic, there, buddy.
Yeah. So the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and maybe the mainland. We're talking about Europe. We are not generally talking about Africa, even though it is also.
Well, if you consider the Atlantic Ocean to be the pond, then Africa would also be across the pond.
I mean, it is, but that's not what we're saying when we say across the pond. That's not what the idiom. Am I using that right? Yeah, that's not what we're
idiot.
the idiot's idiom. Yes, we got something from idiot's idiom.
No.
Also,
I'm vetoing that one. I don't want it.
Okay, all right. Also, I know when I'm typing. Right, and I know that it's only lasting for a second, and I'm doing it for comedic effect. You're just tapping on your.
I'm not tapping.
That's me tapping on mine.
I wasn't tapping. I was just rubbing the end of it. This is what I'm doing. Can you hear this?
You were edging the microphone.
Yeah.
No, at first I can't hear it, and then you get more vigorous as you get closer to the edge. As the microphone is about to orgasm.
Just you're fucking bugging me now. I'm sick. I don't want to do this.
All right, we get an email from across the pond.
Right.
I will give you that from a friend of the show, Leo.
Yeah, for folks that have listened for a long time and for not so long of a time, Leo is a longtime friend and multiple. He was only on once before, very recently.
Mm-hmm.
And so multiple time guest.
He is a multiple time special guest. I got to get this link up in here so that I remember to add it to the show notes, which will be at clarkwitz.com/hot/231, because Leo, and we'll read the whole email, but Leo has given us a link to a YouTube video.
Oh, cool.
So if I'm going to include that, what the hell was the other thing I needed to include? Hottest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Hottest guy in the room. Okay.
What, you don't want to make them search for it?
Oh no, let's do the listeners a favor.
All right.
Let's yeah. Okay. So Leo wrote us an email with the subject line Mortal Kombat. Do you recall what we were saying about Mortal Kombat? I don't.
You had said you had watched a video of Mortal Kombat. Or,
I have been seeking out videos of the fatalities from the latest Mortal Kombat for the.
do they have
PlayStation.
babalities in the new one? Where they turn you into a baby?
Those videos haven't made it onto YouTube, so I'm not sure.
Oh.
I know that the fatalities that are on there are pretty goddamn gross. I will say that. But they do make me want to buy a PlayStation. Or PlayStation 3, 1, what? 4. Okay.
That's the newest one.
PlayStation 4. When's the 5 coming?
Probably next year.
Okay. So I should just wait.
No.
And then when the 5 comes, I'll be like, all right, I just got to wait for the 6.
The 4 originally came out in 2014.
Okay. All right. So it's due.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But
Was
I do
it
want
2014? Or was it 2013? It was when I moved to New Hampshire.
Oh, wow. That long ago was when the PS4 came out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So they really are kind of overdue for a new one.
No, not really. I mean, look at the life cycle of video games. I mean, like the NES came out in 1985 and it lasted until like 1990.
Maybe it's just that
1992, I think, was when it kind of fizzled.
Yeah. Maybe it's just that I am used to Nintendo. The only one I've paid attention to is Nintendo, and they've kind of stumbled and released a whole bunch of attempts at things in a pretty short sequence of time.
No, not really. I mean, there was the Super Nintendo came out in, I think,
more recently.
91, I think, in the States, and then that lasted until 97, and then the N64 came out a year or two before that, and then that lasted, I think, 2002.
Right. What I'm saying is,
so it's like a 6-year cycle.
But when the Wii came out, and that did all right, but then
the Wii came out in 2006, 2007, and then the Wii U didn't come out until 2012.
Okay. All right. But okay.
And 2012 till 2016. So that was four years. 2016 is when the Switch came out 2 years ago. Oh wait, no. Was it 27? No, it was 2017, so it was 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just fucking old. Like that seems like it seems like it went like they kept messing up and they did everything really closer together, but I guess you're right.
No, sorry.
So the moral of this is that I should or shouldn't wait to get a PlayStation 4.
You mean 5?
Right. Yeah. If I were going to get a PlayStation, should I get the PlayStation 4 or should I wait for the PlayStation 5?
No, get the PlayStation 4. You don't need the Pro because you don't have like a crazy fancy.
I don't play video games.
Yeah, you should, and you could probably get like the one with the package in Spider-Man.
Oh, I forgot Spider-Man's the other one that I wanted to play.
Yeah, so you should get that, and then tell me.
They have the fucking Star Wars ones, which I tried playing when you guys had it, and I was just like, I don't have any. That's the problem.
I don't like those games in general, so
Yeah.
like I don't like. I mean, I've never been good at the run around and shoot people games. Like
Right.
I need to amend that statement because most first-person shooter games I'm fucking terrible at.
Yeah.
I guess first-person like
Quake and Doom and things like that.
and anything past that. I've never been able to fucking do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because I think it's because I've been like a console gamer for so long. I never I didn't get a computer until like I think 95 or something like that.
Yeah.
And the games that I would play on the PC or whatever were like point and click adventure games, and which didn't require any sort of like.
Yeah, I still to this day when yesterday Melody was playing Roblox and I was trying to help her get out of it's a computer game.
I'm aware. Like Donkey's done a couple of videos.
I suddenly was like, does anyone know what Roblox is?
I was in This is back when we were still eating carbs. We were at the Chinese food place.
Yeah.
In Hudson.
Okay.
And I was picking up some food, and this little girl wasn't playing it, but she was watching a bunch of videos of people playing Roblox.
Okay.
And it just didn't.
It's well,
like the kids today, and they're like that, and like Minecraft, I just are beyond my comprehension.
Well, so to finish the first melody loop, I was trying to help her get out of a situation, and I pressed a couple of keys on the keyboard and realized those are the keys that like a computer gamer would use to move around. And I was like, why is this key making me move? I'm like, oh, it's because that's what you would do if you were a PC gamer. At any rate, the second thing is I have been doing these art pieces, 3D art that I then run through Photoshop and make to look more like illustrations. Well, Melody was sitting with me last night, and I was showing her the polished, fully done versions.
The one with the boob grab that you just released?
Did I show her that one?
I hope you didn't.
I don't know if I showed her that one. Anyway, then she saw the originals, the more 3D ones, which to me look very... before they've been run through, they look like they're trying too hard for the uncanny valley, and they like have leapt up, and they almost got their fingers on the edge, and then they tumbled back down.
They're like, let's all aboard the Polar Express.
Yeah, I mean they're not. No. See, they're closer to the. They're closer to the to getting out of the uncanny valley than the Polar Express is, but they're still not there.
No, Polar Express is like fucking deep shit.
Okay, so what I'm saying, like, so if you've got, you know, over on the one side, you've got the animation, like good animation, right? That isn't trying to be, it's stylized, and it looks like into the Spider-Verse and like the leading edge.
So just like a sort of cell shaded kind of anime style.
Yeah. That Pixar, everything coming out of Japan, like the stuff that is not trying to be anything other than a stylized version of reality, right? Okay, then you jump off the cliff, and then you go all the way down to the bottom of the valley, and that's where Polar Express is, right? So Daz 3D is the software that I use.
That Grinch, that Jim Carrey Grinch.
But that one's not CG.
Yeah, it is. Grinch, not Grinch. The fucking Scrooge.
Scrooge. Yes,
Christmas Carol.
Scrooge. Yes, I was gonna say Jim Carrey's Grinch is not is like.
Why did they have to make another Grinch?
Because Jim Carrey's Grinch was too weird.
Like there was the original, and I think people actually liked the Jim Carrey one.
Oh.
Which is why Cat in the Hat got made, and then no one liked that.
Oh, that's right.
I remember back in college we used to have this movie channel that would play one movie a week.
Yeah.
It would play it at a certain time every night or whatever. You just put it on that channel. I remember The Cat in the Hat being one of those movies, and I just put it on for like 5 minutes. I was like, nope.
That's like I want to know, not to get us horribly off topic.
Oh, but we did.
But we did. No, but when I was at Universal Studios last summer,
you saw Mike Myers?
I did not. I saw Shrek. I did see
Donkey.
I did see the Cat in the Hat, although not a Cat in the Hat that looked anything like Mike Myers.
It's me, the Cat in the Hat, riding my donkey.
The cat.
No,
the dog. Okay. No. So I was there, and I was in the is it called Seussville or Seuss Land? Seuss Landing. Seuss Landing is what it's called. The Dr. Seuss area of islands.
Was it like sort of a mashup of like Dr. Seuss and like Knots Landing?
I don't think there was anybody kissing their brothers. I don't know what Knots Landing is like a no, it wasn't like that.
Okay. Yes, and
So what I find myself wondering as I was going through there, it's a very well themed area. And I wondered what is going on with the Dr. Seuss cinematic universe. Like, where do all of the
why does everything need to be a fucking cinematic universe?
No, everything doesn't need to be a cinematic universe. But here's the thing. I feel like if you're gonna bother remaking the Dr. Seuss properties, which it seems like they're gonna remake fucking everything. So what I would like to see is one animation studio own all of the Dr. Seuss properties and then do them in a similar style. I don't need them to be interconnected, even though the fucking Who's are in fucking everything. I don't care about that. I would just like to, if you're gonna do all of them, just fucking do all of them. It's like that company that owns the rights to the Chronicles of Narnia, right? They keep trying to do something with it, and it's just like, fucking do them all so that I can have a set. Instead, you did fucking 3 of them, and now you're gonna restart them again, and you're gonna fucking redo these ones that you've done.
Or just don't give a shit. Just read the books.
Yes,
Chris.
But that's not what Hollywood's gonna do. Hollywood is all about the remaking fucking everything, and so I would just like it if these things that belonged to the same company or the same set of artists just all reverted back to wherever the fuck they belong. Like Stephen King. Stephen King does all of this shit where he crosses over his books and his universes and whatever, but his fucking shit is here and here and here and here. And it's like, if you're gonna remake all these fucking Stephen King movies that you shouldn't remake because they're already fucking good in the first place.
I don't know. We watched the It miniseries, and
sorry.
Tim Curry is the thing that makes that good. Everything else is just like, what the fuck?
Okay, so the new It movies are the thing that made me think about this, right? It's like, I like I haven't seen the second one, no one has. But the first of the
there might have been somebody that saw it. I hope Harry Anderson. Oh, he's dead.
Jesus. Okay, anyway, I get off my soapbox.
I just watched the Half in the Bag for Shazam.
Oh, Jesus.
And they were like, this is a movie no one was asking for.
Yes.
And you know what? It was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah. They were like, it had just the right amount of like, well, they said, I haven't seen it, but like they said it had the right amount of charm and the right amount of just like, I think the analogy that they used was that Marvel movies, the series, it's like a cake. And the cake is the important parts of the story and, you know, like shit that's going on.
Okay.
And they put on a reasonable layer of frosting, which is the humor and whatever else that goes into. And so that is a good formula for the Marvel cinematic universe, and that's how it's fucking done so well over the years.
Yeah.
And then what they said with Shazam, it was the exact opposite. The humor is the cake. It's mostly funny, but there is there's enough of a cohesive plot and you know shit going on that you actually care.
So it's more like a donut, right? The cake, and inside is the frosting or the
what
whatever.
fucking donuts are you eating that the frosting's
not
inside?
Boston cream donut, a jelly donut, or what? Like the filling is the plot. Like, so you're saying that most of this is a cake.
No,
humor.
the humor is the cake.
That's what I'm saying. It's a cake of humor surrounding a tiny little bit of plot in the form of raspberry jelly.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just stick with the cake analogy.
Well, a donut is a cake of sorts. You can have a cake donut.
Yeah, there's cake donuts, I guess.
Thank you very much. I am right.
Let's mark it on your calendar, Chris.
Leo writes, "Hey guys."
Fucking hell, really? We haven't even started his fucking email.
No, we still were trying to figure out whether or not I should get a PlayStation.
I think the answer is probably no, because you'll never use it.
I'll never use it. Also, my wife would hate me if if I had one more thing to completely distract me, and it was one game where somebody rips somebody else's head off.
Well, I think Spider-Man would be fine, but like, and that's something that you could play, you know, with the kids. I think,
right.
But like, But yeah, not Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and see, that's actually the only a side scroller or a
I think
side
Mortal
whatever.
Kombat 11's coming out for the Switch, and so if you're going to get a game system for the family, I think that would probably be a better choice.
Do you think that it'll actually have all the fatalities and stuff, or will Nintendo make it sweat again?
No, they will release games that I think are. What is it? The M for mature or whatever.
Okay.
So
Got it.
like since the ESRB has been around, I think back in the Super Nintendo gays, Super Nintendo gays.
Back in those Super Nintendo.
Yeah, you have the rainbow colored Super Nintendo that came out.
Love is love.
It is with the Super Nintendo. All right, read the fucking email.
Hey guys, writes Leo. I heard Chris cough up a lung last week when saying horribly off topic and was compelled to write in. So if you're just joining us, I will
just now at this moment in the middle of the fucking podcast.
I will sometimes say I'm sorry that we got horribly off topic, except that I used to do it.
Like he was choking on his own vomit.
Yes, I was choking on my own words, right?
No,
and
vomit.
Vomit, okay. And then we decided I was going to stop doing that, except for when Leo was on the show. Mm-hmm. And then I accidentally did it on our last show. And so Leo wrote to us from across the pond.
Yes.
To bring it back to what we
where he was blessing the rains.
Yes, like Weezer. And he was compelled to write in.
Yes, please read it then.
Internet coverage, writes Leo, can be predictably spotty over here, but I am trying to keep up with most...
I wish you had just stopped it right
there. We should have stopped it right there and then read the rest of it next week. But I am trying to keep up with most of the new episodes. Chris, you mentioned last week that you had been watching YouTube videos of Mortal Kombat fatalities. The next time you are in that kind of mood, give this a shot. So I'm going to post this video right now. Should I click on it and have a reaction?
We don't need a live reaction of.
Okay. Well, Leo writes
probably like a 20-minute video.
Leo writes, "This is a real thing. I am sure it's not legal, but I doubt that's a big consideration in the world of Ghanaian cinema. You're welcome." So he is sending us something from Ghanaian.
You haven't watched it?
I haven't.
Oh,
that's well. I forgot there was a link in here. Hold on. Let me click.
What is it?
Okay. It's Shaka. Okay. So there's a man of color here with a long braided.
They just call them men over there.
Braided beard. He's wearing a yellow bandana, kind of, and he's doing some sort of chant for Shao Kahn.
Is it Shao Kahn or Shaka Khan?
Shao Kahn. All right, so we've got a few other...
I don't know if like the last two things that I said were racist.
Oh, okay, so I think now we finally got a... I'm sorry, I should turn down the volume instead of pumping it up. We've got a guy that looks like...
We don't need to fucking play-by-play.
Sub-Zero. All right, so I'm going to... Oh, there's some people... let's see, Mortal Kombat... We've got Sub-Zero and Scorpion in the middle.
Can you just watch it another time and then give me?
I'm just trying to see. Are there?
I did say earlier that I didn't want you to watch it and give me a fucking play-by-play.
Okay. It looks like maybe there's some special effects in here. All right. Yeah.
It's like that Turkish Star Wars that's out there.
There's a Turkish Star Wars.
Yeah, watch that too.
Turkish Star Wars. Okay, I will try to remember. Well, thank you, Leo, for sharing that with us. I will watch it. I will put it in the show notes, which will be at clarkwiz.com/hot/231.
And you could watch it again, or you could watch it and just give us a synopsis, because Chris doesn't want to bother to watch the thing you asked him to watch.
It's not that I don't want to. I forgot.
You had an extra fucking week.
I had an extra week because, yes, I was in Portland, Oregon last weekend.
Was that it?
And
for the email?
That was it. There's a PS that says this is not for the show, so I stopped reading. So I went to Portland for the AWP conference.
AWA.
The AWA, is that the American Wrestling Association?
Yeah, I think something like that.
I forget who was the champion of that. Was that like Jerry Lawler? I feel like he might have been in AWA.
Yeah, and then him and Andy Kaufman did that really long
Andy Kaufman in the wrestling match. Yeah.
not so funny bit of Andy being a wrestler. But I mean, if he was gonna fucking commit to something, he was gonna
committed.
do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what made him. That's what makes him Andy Kaufman. I mean, he's still alive, right?
Yes, and
wait, is that like a comedian thing? Like that, like when you were initiated in the comedian club, they told you that Andy Kaufman is still alive, and you can't actually tell me. So you're yes-anding me right now, and that's your way of blink once if Andy Kaufman is still alive.
comedian club.
The comedian club. You got inaugurated into the comedian
That's
club.
what I get when I drink. Like, you know, I don't get Canadian club.
Oh,
I get comedian club and 7-Up.
Comedian club and 7-Up. So. Yeah.
Do they still have 7-Up? I haven't drank soda in a while.
Yeah, so 7-Up is the 7-Up Sunkist bottling company. And so there's 7-Up, Sunkist, and A&W, I think are all the same. Oh, and Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, Sunkist, and A&W. They're the rejects of all the other.
I remember when it was like the ad campaign of like the Spot, and then it switched to... I forget the name of the guy. He was in the fucking movie with David Duchovny.
Gillian Anderson.
Yes. He was the Make 7-Up Yours guy.
Oh. Seth Green?
No.
Orlando
Bloom. No.
Jones.
Yes.
Orlando Jones? Maybe?
Maybe.
7-Up Yours. Let's find out.
Make 7-Up Yours. But he would wear the shirt. He said, the front of his shirt said Make 7-Up.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Make 7. And then on the back of his shirt, it said Up Yours.
Yeah.
And so he's walking down the street and people were like, same to you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't. It might be him, might not be. He is. Let's see. Orlando Jones, born April 10th, 1968. Happy birthday, Mr. Jones.
April what?
April 10th. Well, it's not
So
today.
it's tomorrow. Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. He was the 7-Up spokesman from 1999 to 2002.
All right.
He was on Mad TV, one of their original cast members.
Oh yeah, him and Artie Lang. Doing lots of drugs.
Yeah.
I don't know if Orlando Jones was doing drugs, but Artie Lang certainly was. And he's been very public about that. So I don't feel bad about saying
that's not
that
part
at
of the
all.
comedian club sequence.
Yeah, no, like blink.
Oh, Andy Kaufman is alive. Oh my God. He just blinked once. We've revealed it here on the show first. Now the comedians are going to come and kill
I don't
me.
think like even if he was, like, he might have just died of natural causes by this point.
By this point, yeah. So I went to Portland. I had to take.
I mean, Bob Zamuda, like we should have him on the show sometime. I think he'll do any show.
Isn't Bob Zamuda actually Andy Kaufman?
I think he's the guy that plays Tony Clifton when.
Oh, okay, got it.
When they have Tony Clifton shows.
Got it. Yeah, he'll be on anything. We can.
I think
him on.
ask send it to his publicist and see if we can get Bob Zamuda on. Talk about fucking Andy Kaufman for 3 hours.
Hey, Andy Kaufman's in the wrestling match. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll love that.
We don't need to talk about me going to Portland.
Yes, we do.
I mean,
how much time do we have left?
Like, we have 11 minutes.
11 minutes. It's a perfect amount of time to talk about Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
Did you die of going to a conference? You didn't get sick.
I did not get sick while I was there. When I came home, my younger daughter was sick for her birthday. She got strep for her birthday.
Oh, did you get antibiotics with her
She
birthday
did.
cake?
Yeah. Well, we caught it very early for her, so she got antibiotics, and she never got anything except for the.
Did you have like some sort of gargle?
Nope, just the antibiotics.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like, like in times, like I think,
In times of trouble, Mother Mary calls to me.
Right, but like I've tried to use like salt water and gargle when I have like a sore throat, even if I have a suspicion that it might be strep, just in the hopes that I can maybe get rid of a bacterial infection without antibiotics.
That's not a bad idea. She certainly has not liked the antibiotics.
No one likes antibiotics. It's to give you the runs usually.
Don't they usually make you don't they usually make it at least put some fucking flavor in there or something for little kids? I don't know. They didn't do that this time. It's been...
Were they like horse pills and like...
I don't know. No. It's liquid. It's liquid. And I thought usually if they do that kind of thing, they put some sort of flavor in there.
Well, I maybe they're steering away from that now, so kids aren't like, oh boy, I can't wait to eat this medicine.
Well, even when they put flavor in there, it still tastes. I mean, based on my kids' reactions, it still tastes fucking gross.
Oh,
it's
well,
just
you haven't had Dimetap in a while. NyQuil, capital N, small Y, big fucking Q. Oh, now you're pissing Brian off.
Used to get high and stare at the Q. The Q is talking to me. The Q is talking to me.
Well, with that kind of repertoire, it's amazing you're not in the comedian club yourself.
I haven't done enough sets. I've never done any, so
you've done live performance. Maybe you can just say I did a one-man show.
I did the I Could Just Diary. I read from my diary as a comedic performance 3 times.
Right. So then you obviously should talk to the guy in charge.
Okay, and join the comedian club, and they can tell me whether or not Andy Kaufman's still alive.
Right.
I didn't see him in Portland, Oregon.
Well, okay. Well, what was there?
What was there? There was a conference for associations of writers and writing programs. I met a lot of writers.
Okay, name one of them.
One of them, Taylor Mali.
Oh, wow.
He is a poet. He made a
Does
name.
he know it?
Does he know it? I think he does. He made a name for himself with
poetry or something else.
With a poetry, with a viral video called "What Teachers Make" a few years ago. I also met,
and it was just like him photographing his toilet.
Yes, that's exactly. That is exactly what teachers make.
Pointing at, I made this.
Jesus.
I mean, everybody makes poop. Did you read the book Everybody Poops?
I have not read that book. No.
Educators poop. That's the last page. Educators, authors, poets, all poop.
Oh man! When you said talking about Portland would take the entire show, and of course we didn't get to it until the last 10 minutes.
We could talk about it next time.
No, we don't need to. It's just that when I'm going to talk about a trip or something, I need, and I know it's not the most entertaining radio, but I need to work up to it, right? And so now I'm trying. I think interesting things did happen.
We could have a cliffhanger and then just
spent a whole therapy session talking about what happened.
Well, then write it down, Chris, so you know the bullet points you want to hit, and then next time we'll hit them all.
Like when you hit all the bullet points about Ireland.
Yeah, well, most of them. Like Becky wrote those down.
No, it was a fun conference, and I did not like my flight home. But while I was there,
why didn't you like it? Was it on Southwest?
It was on Delta. I was on the aisle. The person in the middle seat did not know how to keep his elbows to himself, and
so he's getting a little handsy.
No, he's getting a little elbowsy.
And so in your ribs?
In my ribs, I was trying to, and so the person next to him on the window. So I was on the left side of the plane, so my right side's out on the aisle. But the person on his left was asleep against the window, so he had room to lean either way, but instead he just had his elbows out both ways. So she didn't fucking care because his elbow was not elbowing her while she's asleep. But me, I couldn't fucking fall asleep. And every time I tried to lean out into the aisle, there'd be somebody running down the aisle, one flight attendant after another flight attendant, because apparently it was like record bloody noses in the middle of the plane. So I got no sleep. I was hallucinating.
Who gets fucking sleep on a plane?
Everybody except for me.
Okay, so like before the wedding or before the honeymoon, like I had gotten shit night's sleep the night of the wedding because I drank way too fucking much.
Right.
And then so I was like, fuck it, I'm staying up. So I stayed up like until the flight, which was the next evening.
Oh God.
And so got on the plane with the intention of being able to sleep, but
Steve.
crying babies and a cross the pond flight. Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah.
And I didn't sleep. So like even under those circumstances where I was fucking exhausted, I still couldn't sleep. So I don't know how people can fucking sleep on planes or in the fucking train.
Yeah.
Like I can understand how I fell asleep on the train that one time because it was the last train out and there was nobody fucking on it, and I managed to luckily wake up only one stop late.
Yeah. I don't know, so people did sleep. But that was the only downer on an otherwise good trip. I bought too many books. I made a bunch of connections, handed out a bunch of business cards.
Told people about the podcast.
I did not tell enough people about the podcast. I said enough. That meaning I didn't tell every single person I met about the podcast. I told those people who were interested.
I should have gave you a sleeve of these coasters. I don't know how many we have left.
I told people who were talking about podcasts. I did not, I believe, talk to the woman who introduced me to the concept of art fucking. I think that's what she called it. Anyway,
it's a new thing where you fuck or get fucked with toast.
No. Did she call it art fucking or fuck making? I don't know. It was very interesting. I went to this session on feminist writers writing. I don't know. It was about women writing sex. And at the very end of it, people were asking questions. I have seen that this woman it's a very big room. I've seen this woman across the way. She has been trying to get her question asked, and nobody has, and it turns out to be more of a comment. Finally, last question, they ask her, and she asks them essentially if they have ever tried to write while fucking. And a couple of the people on the panel kind of chuckle, and she's not done, so she, reiterates, she and her partners very often, and I think they do more visual art, but some of them do poetry or whatever. They will often have sex and then in the middle of sex maybe stop for a second and paint something or write a line to a poem and then get back to the fucking. And
do they use are they painting like a landscape or
I don't know,
or are they using parts to
I don't know, but
they dipping their butt cheeks in.
But I did exchange information with this person. I don't know if she was a podcast listener, so I didn't get and it was very brief. So I
think most people this day and age, like that are around our age, are podcast listeners. It's just what kind of podcast they might want to watch, listen to, and most of the time, I imagine it's two white dudes talking about shit because those are the best kind of podcasts.
I gotta say, I am not a podcast listener. Like I am trying. And I listen.
Don't fuck like if you don't like something, Chris, just don't try. Like just fucking don't listen to podcasts.
There's one that I really like, and the thing is I have been turned on to all sorts of cool fiction type podcasts.
You have to listen to this one every week,
but I don't know when the hell to listen to them. I can't get work done while listening to a podcast, and podcasts, especially narrative podcasts. Like a lot of the ones that have been recommended to me, put me to sleep. Not in a bad way. Not in a.
You could do it in a
boring. But I'm driving. That's pretty much the only time I can listen to a podcast, and I can't have something that relaxes me so much that I want to fall asleep.
It's not get done. I don't know.
I want to listen to more podcasts. I just don't know when to do it.
Well, what ones do you want to listen to that you're fucking like?
There's a guy that I met at he's bringing a podcast conference to the school that I teach at.
Can we be at it? Can I go?
I have talked to him about it. I don't know how far I've talked to him about it, but he and I talked to help prepare him to make the pitch to the college. That's as far as we got. So I want to listen to his podcast.
Definitely.
He might be listening to this one.
Good.
And I'm just saying, like, I want to listen to these things, but I don't know when to listen to them. It's a problem.
You definitely need to listen to that one, Chris. That is important.
It sounds very, very interesting. I listened to
This means something.
The first
This
one.
is important.
I know. Yes. What is that from?
I'm not gonna.
This is important. This means something. This is important. You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/231.
Right.
And if you would like to get your email read on the show and have us react to it, just like what happened with good old Leo, you can email us. We are at hot@clarkwoods.com.
There's put too many like prepositional phrases there, so I think just saying hot@clarkwoods.com is our email address.
I work better on the second draft and the third draft and the whatever, you know. I don't know what I was going to try to tie that into edging somehow, like that I work better on the second draft of the. I don't know how to do it.
Good night, everybody.